And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK, and we're here to keep you company for the next hour or so. So pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and yeah, we'll see what we've got on offer for you this afternoon. So I hope everybody's well this fine Monday morning. It was a busy hour in the shack this morning with Barb. Just wait until I can see a few friends come into the room. The lovely Jilly is in the room to keep company. So if you have any questions, she is there to help. And she'll be posting the link to the Clarity TV show page of everything that we've got on offer for you this afternoon. So sound is good. Thank you very much, Jilly. There we go. Well, as soon as I get that sound is good, then I know I can carry on waffling until a few friends find the room and pull up a chair. So I've got my cup of coffee to keep me going for the next hour or so. How's everybody doing? What's the weather like wherever you are in the world? Because we know that with the beauty of technology, that you can be tuning in wherever you are in the world, whether it be night, day, morning. Yeah, it's amazing how we can reach the whole world. So, so I'm looking forward to this hour, something brand new for you. I'll also give you a reminder of our product of the month. Although looking at all the orders I've been printing off the past couple of days, I reckon many of you have already got the product of the month. But just in case, we'll share that with you again this afternoon. We've got our open day tickets available, our one-day workshops. We've got our summer retreat tickets available as well, our online workshops. There's so much on offer to keep you company, especially with the weather the way that it is at the moment. Although it's rather warm here, I may have to open the window in the studio. I tell you what, this weather goes from one extreme to the other. Last week it was -4 or 5, 6, and now this morning when I drove in, it was 8 degrees. So, lovely Sam Crow's in. This is right up Sam Crow Street this afternoon. So, there we go. Jane Telford's in the room. Look, all the lovely friendly faces are coming to join in. Bobby's there as well. Good afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. So yeah, brand new Hotful design kit for you. All-in-one designs taken from inspiration from Tina Cox designs. Some beautiful backing papers. We've got the toppers in there. We've got our fully flooded color sheets in there as well. My collection, I knew it, 50-50. My collection of books storage is growing. I've got one for my silver, one for my gold, rose gold. I've got my Linda Williams. I've got my Jane Nesterenko. And now I have one for my all-in-one collection as well. So yeah. So I think what we'll do, yeah, plenty of people in the room now. So, okay. Let me go over to some graphics. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain all about, maybe you're tuning in for the first time, how you go about ordering. On the side of the screen, let me bring those details up for you there. You can see we've got what we call our iCard. Yeah, I got it right. And at the top of that, we've got our 5-digit product code number, which is 31950. You've then got an image of the product and what the product is called. Then underneath, you have that price of £13.65. And if you belong to any of our craft clubs, then it also shows the discount that you'll receive on that product. So if you belong to one club, you'll get a 10% discount, bringing that price down to £12.28. If you belong to 2 clubs, you receive 12.5% discount, and that brings the price down to £11.94. And finally, if you are a Diamond Club member, that brings the price down to £11.60. Now, there's 2 different ways in which you can order. You can either order online by going to the website across the bottom, claritycrafts.com. Pop that number in that's on your screen and that will bring the details up. Alternatively, we have what we call our Clarity TV shop. There's a button on the website, and if you click that, that will show you all the items featured during the course of this hour. Now, if you're tuning in, I mean, where are we now today? We are Monday, the 12th of January. If you're tuning in at a later point, then you can go to our catch up and craft area on the website. And underneath that video, you'll find a link and it will take you to that page. Because obviously we bring various different Clarity Social TV shows to you over the course of the week. So that page on the button on the front page will change several times throughout the week. But you can always go to the catch up and craft area and have a look what was on offer during those particular days. The other way is to give the office a call on 01732 868 215, where the lovely Sue or Louise or Pete will be there to take your order, answer any questions. Office is open Monday to Friday from 8 AM until 4:30 PM. So always a pleasant voice on the end of the phone if you give us a call as well. So so this is the brand new kit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up some what we call full screen graphics. It will give you the picture a bit bigger so you can see, but we will have a look at them in a little bit more detail. So the brand new collection, item number 31950, designs for hot foil, set 3, and this is the all-in-one designs. Previously, we brought to you the Jane Nesterenko florals, which has proven really, really popular. Item number 31819. And then we had the Linda Williams Christmas Treasures, item number 31866. Now, we also have a wonderful collection. So each of these design kits, if I just go backwards, are just the printed matter, the bow wallpapers, and the coloured sheets plus your carrier sheets. There's no foil included in any of these, okay? But what we did do was we did what we call the hot foil kits together with an amazing laminator. So the item number for this is 31816. It's got an RRP of 78.75. You've got a £9 saving on this, bringing it down to 69.75. And if you're a Diamond Club member, you've got a nearly £20. It's £19.46 saving, bringing that down to 59.29. Now, the laminator is available on its own. I will explain exactly how this works during the course of the hour. Item number for that is 31815. Then if you want the lovely hot foil kits on their own, so these ones do include the foils. So the item number for this is 31806, and they're £15.75. We then also have one that contains beautiful rose gold foil, item number 31808. And then we have a silver hot foil kit, and the item number for that is 31807. If you're looking for refills of your foil, then we have the gold, item number 31809. We have rose gold, item number 31811. And then finally, we have the silver, item number 31810. I couldn't read the numbers then. And then if you're looking for a perfect storage solution for all of your hot foil stuff, then the Slowdown with Clarity Deluxe Book Box Storage is perfect for that. Item number for that is 31382. So let me bring up the details on the screen for the first one. And let's have a look what you're going to get in the brand new kit. Okay, now let me go to the overhead. So you can see here the item number on your screen is 31950. You've got your printed matter, you've got your bow wallpapers, and you've also got your A4 colour flooded sheets. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my box here. Oops. Because I've started a new one for this collection. Okay, so, and this is an easier way for me to show you exactly what's included. So I've put a little foiled image on the spine, so I know this one is the lovely designs. Okay, and when we have a look, I'm going to open this up. So I've got my 8 sheets of Kara sheets, which are really key for using the hot foiling system. I've got my packaging, okay, and on the inside, it just gives me a reminder. Maybe this is the first time you're going for one of our hot foil kits. So that comes included in all of those, okay. And then let's have a look at the design sheets. Now, what I've done is I've cut my A4 colored flooded sheets to A5 so that they fit inside the box. And what you're going to receive, let me just bring that up on the front. I'm going to zoom in on this one. There we go. So these are A5 printed. Now, the key with this is that they are laser printed, okay? And that allows the technology of the hot foil in conjunction with the laminator to transfer the foil to the printed matter to give you, let me just show you an example, this. So you can see I foiled that and I've now got a beautiful foiled image. Okay, so you're going to get 8 different design sheets and you're going to get 2 of each. So we have this one here that says just a note. You've got your main topper and then you've got decorative little elements down the side. Then we have this one that says hello. 2 sheets of those. Then we've got thinking of you and more decorative elements. So you're going to get 2 of those in there. Then we've got very best wishes. So for those of you looking at these designs, you'll know that we have these available in groovy plates as well. Then the final one, the final one in. Oh no, there's more. Then we've got the with love. You've got the daisy on there as well, and then you've got happy birthday. Forgot it keeps on giving. Then we've got for you. And what I love about this is that if you wanted to, you can cut these back, you can cut into them. There's so many different uses. If you look at those, you think, oh, they're a little bit too big. Perfect size for a card. They really are. And when you foil them, you can then add your ink pads over the brush color over the top. You can use your pencils to color them in. See, these are also great as coloring projects. Even if you're not into the hot foiling system, this is a lovely, I suppose, in a way, it's like a card making kit because you've got your pre-printed toppers, you've got a selection of backing papers, and you've also got some solid colors that you can use for your matting and layering. So that's all of, oh no, there's more, keeps coming. Thank you, I obviously can't count. Then we've got thank you, and the lovely elements down the side as well. Then we go into what we call our bow wob, black on white, white on black, laser printed sheets. So you're going to get 2 white printed on black and then black printed on white. Then we've got, so you've got 8 different designs. You've got 4 designs, but you've got the 2 different versions, and you're going to get 2 sheets. That's 16 sheets of A5 paper, all laser printed. Okay. Now I know Sam Crow would love using these on a gel plate to a bow wob trick, but you can also foil them and still use it. I mean, let me show you this. This is one that I have foiled. Look at that. So anything that is black becomes foiled. And this is using that lovely rose gold. I mean, what a difference. I mean, you could cut these down into strips and just use them on the edge of your cards. Then we've got the white, or the black on the white. Then we've got the next design. I mean, you can colour these in with pens, with pencils. You could take your brushes and brush over them. So many different options with these. Okay. And then really what's coming up next is the magic. Ooh, the magic of it. So these are all colour flooded. Let me just get this to focus. Hang on a moment. I'll zoom out on this one. So you can see you've got 5 different colorways, and as I say, I've cut mine down so that they fit into the boxes. So you're going to get 2 sheets of each of them. Therefore, I've got 8 because I've cut them in half. And you've got a lovely selection of colors to complement this kit. And you then get your 8 waxed paper carrier sheets. So you're going to get all of that for £13.65. My suggestion, if you're going to go for that, then definitely go for one of those slow down boxes to keep it all in. If you like to be organised, like I do with all of mine, and just put a little indexing on the end, then it's perfect for that. So I'm going to pop mine back in my box so I know exactly where it is. Hang on. Put those back in there. There we go. Now, just roll that up loosely so that it sits in there. There we go. So if I go in there, so you can see I've got everything back in there. That goes in there, nice and clear. And then I've got my I've taken one of the little icons, foiled it, and just popped it on the end of my box. So then that goes on the shelf with all of my others, you see. And then so I know, right, I want to do some gold foiling. I mean, you may want to get one of those boxes and just put your foils in. So there's so many different ways of using it. And I was sort of having a play. I don't know where to start. Right. Let me show you some bits that I've been playing with, and I'll explain exactly when we come to demonstrate them. So let's have a look. This is the waist. Okay. What I did was, I've chopped it up, haven't I already? I foiled this piece here. So you can see here it's black. So I put gold foil on. And then when I took off, this is the waist. And this really was the key part for Bob when we were looking at introducing our foil kits. And that's been attached to one of those lovely colour flooded sheets in the pack. Okay. Then, so that's that. And then, where's it gone? Then this one, I foiled. I mean, look, that shine on there. And you could do this in gold, you could do it in silver, you can do it in the rose gold. 3 beautiful options. And then the waist is this bit here. Let me come in on this one so you can see. See, you just get that lovely. And what I love is this sort of like grungy effect of it. I mean, this is top quality foil. It really, really is. Then what else have I got? Oh yeah, so this one here. So I foiled using the rose gold. I showed you that a moment ago. So whatever was black, the foil sits on. And then what comes off, come on, focus. That is the waste. That is what you would normally throw away. So I was having a little bit of a play, as I said. Let me just show you a couple of bits and pieces. Right, let's pop all that over there. So the backing papers, so let me just show you coming on here. So look, these are little 4x4 cards, and you can do this with any of the kits. And then I've used some of our stickers. So this is our woodblock stickers, just to add on there. But I don't know, when you look at this, it looks as if that sticker has been embedded into the hot foiling, but it hasn't, it's just been stuck on top. So if you're looking for beautiful, quick and easy makes, then the foil kits really do add a touch of luxury. Look at that. I mean, look at that shine. It really does show the quality of the foil. And I know when Barb was looking around, we tried various different companies, various different foils, and we came across a company. And the company we buy from it here in the UK, and they use their foil on leather goods. I mean, high-end leather goods. So like often you'll see decorative pieces like on belts and stuff like that. So you know that it's got that long-lasting effect and it's top quality. Now, even though we call it hot foiling, you can use the foil in the same way in which you can use normal foils. So you can use sticky ink, you could use a quickie glue pen, you can use double-sided tape, you can use a tape runner. The foil will stick to that as well, just as a normal foil will. But the added benefit is being able to use it with the hot foiling system. Okay. So let me show you exactly how it works. I'm going to switch my laminator on. These laminators, let me just bring this one in. We'll have a look on the overhead. Whoops. Top quality. Let me just bring those details up on the side of the screen. If you just want to go for a laminator, you can see here it goes up to a maximum of A4. It's great because it's also got your on-off switch and it's also got a release switch as well. Okay, and you get full instructions on how it works. And it takes about 3 minutes for the red light to go green. And then what it's also got like an auto cutoff. So if you're working on projects and you're going along and maybe you go make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or the phone goes and you get distracted, it does cut off. And then all you do is you just, when you come back, you just switch it off, switch it back on, and it will be ready to go again. So it's got that safety feature to it as well. So I'm going to start off with one of the toppers. Now I've got one here. There we go. So I'm going to go for this particular design, and it's the same with any of the design kits or the hot foil kits. And I'm going to go for what color? Let me see. I'm going to go rose gold. So I've got my rose gold box, and I'm going to find my foil that's in the box, like so. Okay. Pop that back on the shelf so I know where to pop it. And then I'm going to take a piece of the foil. Now it comes to you attached. Let me just take that little sticker off. And then all I'm going to do, if I show you, when you get your kit, so as I explained, it comes with instructions, because believe it or not, there's a right way and a wrong way of putting the foil through the machine. Okay. I know it sounds really weird, doesn't it? It's as if the foil has got like a grain in it. So if I go to my instructions, that comes in there, like so, and it tells you, always feed the foil into your laminator or foiling machine with the straight, uncut edge leading. So when we look, you can see here it's wrapped around a piece of card, just like mine. So this is your manufacturer cut edge across the top and the bottom. So when you're feeding it through, it's this end that needs to go through your laminator. Your wiggly edge is where you cut off, tends to be to the side. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and I'm going to take my card so I know that's the width of it, like so. And I'm just going to take my scissors, like so. And if you cut it raggedly, then it makes it easier to identify, if that sort of makes sense. Okay, if you cut it perfect, when you come to use the waste, it'll make sense in a moment. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut another piece whilst I've got the pair of scissors out, like so. Okay, that's going to go to one side. Let me see. So now I need my carrier sheet. Let's just swap those details over. So in your kit, you get your carrier sheet. One side is brighter than the other. What you're going to do is make a sandwich. So the bright side there and the bright side there. Okay. Take a tape runner, and all I'm going to do is join the two pieces together and to create a hinge. Okay. Like so. Okay. Then I'm just going to open it up. So that is where my hinge is, so to speak. Then I'm going to take my printed topper, take my foil, position that in place like so, bring my carrier sheet over, wipe it down so it's nice and smooth. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my laminator. So I've got my green light, so I know I'm good to go. And then all I'm going to do now is gently feed the hinge side in first. And I'm just going to feed it until the rollers start to take it, like so. Then I hold it sort of nice and firm. And I'm just going to put my hands on top, just so I can feel when it starts to come through. Okay. And then once I can see it coming through, I can relax and let go. Because now that it's going through, I know that it's not, I don't need to use the release to, because it's starting to go around the rollers. So how does he know that? So just a little bit of patience whilst that goes through. And this is the same for all of the kits, whether you go for the kits that have got the foil. The hot foil kits that contain the foil have got a nice sort of sampler of different designs, which you'll be able to find on the website. And in a way, it's sort of like a starter kit, because you've got all different clarity designs in there. You've got Christmas in there, you've got everyday, you've got elegance in there, the lovely papers, the color sheets. Okay, so that's now come out of there. So I'm going to put my laminator to one side. Okay. So now, when I remove this, I'm going to come in closer. You can see where the foil has attached to the black line art. This we can use later on. I'll explain how that works a little bit later. But now I've got my beautifully foiled card. Now, if I wanted this in rose gold and this in another color, I could cut this down first and then put a little bit of a different color on there. But personally, I find it's easier if you foil the whole sheet together. And this was a little topper that I used on my indexing. But look at that. It really is a top quality foil to give you that beautiful finish. Okay, so that's the toppers, right? Nice and easy. And if you're thinking, oh yeah, I've seen that, it's been around for years. The foiling has been around for a long, long time. And that's traditionally what it was used for. And then you would use your scraps and stuff like that. But one of the things that it came about by chance, and it was all to do with our Bowod papers. And Andy Duggan had foiled a piece of Bowod paper. So once Barb saw it, the mind starts going and think, right, how did you do this? What did you do? And this is where the hot foiling system journey began. So if I take, right, okay, I'm going to take a backing paper now, or a BOWOD paper. I've got a solid colour. Now this time I'm going to go silver. So I'm going to go to my silver box. Okay, I'm going to grab my silver out. Do I have a favourite colour? I'm torn. I'm torn between all three of them, really. They have a little sticker on them just to keep it together. Okay. And I'm going to open up my foil. So again, I just need a piece approximately A5. I always go just a little bit wider, like so. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, if it's not perfect, it's better, if that sort of makes it, because it gives me that edge, so to speak. Okay. Could have gone a little bit wider, but hey ho. Then I take my carrier sheet, and this really is the key part of having that straight edge. So we're going to pop that in there. Now, whatever is black, let me just show you, whatever is black is going to turn silver. And you need to make sure that you have the shiny side facing you, because I know when I've shown this before at our open days, many people thought that the shiny side had to be face down to transfer, but that's not the case. It has to be the shiny side face up. So I'm going to bring in the laminator again, like so. And then I'm going to feed that through. If you find that when you start to feed it through that you've gone in a little bit wonky, this is where the release button comes into play. So it tells you that you pull it to the left while the machine's still going, pull it to the left, hold it there, and then gently pull the paper back towards you. Okay, that's going through beautifully now. So if you're into groovy, then you know a little bit of patience is required. But goodness me, is it worth it? It really, really is. So that's going to go through. If you're doing smaller pieces, then you can take the carrier sheet and just fold that in half and just put half of it through. Haven't got to put the whole piece through, but just for ease, we're going to do that. Okay. So all I'm doing now is just holding it till it comes out the other side. A little bit more patience. There we go. That's good to go. Pop that to one side. Now, this is where the magic happens. Okay. And this is where it really did start with the journey. So if I take this off, like so, look at that. That is magic. It really, really is. Okay. So we worked out how that worked by using the BOWOD papers. And then Barb said, but what about this? There's like design on here. Surely we must be able to do something with that. If I pop that on there, we can't really see it. But let me bring that colour flooded paper in. So Barb said, we must be able to do, how do we get that design off? Because obviously you can't use a tape runner because you would see a double-sided sheet would be really, really tricky. So when it was like Barbara, Jim, Jazz, Lisa, all put their heads together and said, well, if we're printing the black on here, what about if we print just a page of solid colour on the laser printer? And this does have to be done on a laser printer. It won't work with an inkjet printer. It has to be a laser printer. Okay, so this is lovely. This is lovely, but then it was all about the waste. Okay, so I've taken my colour flooded sheet that I've already cut down to A5. That's going to go on there like so. Carrier sheet comes back into play. Make sure it's nice and smooth. bring in your laminator. Okay, feed that through, let the laminator start to take it. Just hold it sort of, I'm just holding it so it's not floppy down here. I'm just holding it very lightly so it's just nice and taut. I'm going to put my hands on there as well. Once I know it's coming through, I can let go and just be patient. I know it's patient, but this part here was key to Barb developing the system. And when you look at what you get, and there's no waste, because those ones that had that lovely flowers on, which was a negative of what we'd done on the paper that we put through, you think, but surely we must be able to use that. Yeah, and with a little bit of thought and magic, we can. So, okay, let's have a little looky. Come on, patience. But I think this lovely design collection, there's going to be one every 3 months. It's already in the pipeline. So now, when I have a look at this, let's take this out of the way. Now, all I'm going to do, now you've got choices. This has got the protective sheet on it. So you can leave that on there, just trim this back and do different things with it. Or if you want more of a shine, then take the backing paper off. See, look, this is all that is going to be thrown away. This bit of it. You could trim that off if you really, really wanted to, and you could use that for something. But that is waste. Rather than, what was that bit? The other piece that I showed you earlier that's got loads of design in it that you think, how do I use it? Okay. So now, look at that. And the camera's struggling because it's so shiny. But look at that. For me, it's magic to get that top quality foiling system, and all that is required really is a hot laminator, the right type of hot foil, and the design kits. And there's so many different design kits, and there's some beautiful designs coming up throughout the year. But if you're looking for quick and easy cards or sort of luxury backing papers, I remember back in the day that you could pay like for a foiled piece of cardstock, an A4, you could pay like £2 for a sheet of that. But now you can make your own using the hot foiling system. Right, so I'm going to pop that on bin. That's the only bit that's going in a bin. Okay, right. Now I did make, if you're sort of maybe sitting on the fence at the moment thinking, not sure, don't forget at the beginning of the month, we also launched our product of the month, and it was a beautiful design set. And if I bring some details up for you, so let me just find them on the screen. So we have this lovely Art Deco Sentiments A5 stamp set. The item number for this is 12258. It's £20.99 plus all your relevant club saving. So keep that number in mind. So you've got the stamp set. Then we have our Sentiment Embedder stencil set. Now, if you've been tuning into some of our previous episodes of Clarity Social TV, you would have definitely have seen Barb put this through its paces on several occasions. They are also designed to work with the I'm Essential Sentiment stamp set. And then if you're into your Groovy, you've then got the Groovy version, item number 42595. Price for that, £14.49. Now, if you put any of those in your basket, maybe you're going for the laminator, maybe you want to go for the laminator bundle, maybe you want to start your foiling journey, new year, new idea, maybe you're looking to try something different for 2026, put any of those in your basket And if you put one of those 3 items that I've just shown you, the Art Deco sentiment stamp set, the Art Deco groovy plate, or the sentiment embedders, anything else in that basket, you'll get double points on. So for example, if you've gone for the laminator and hot foil kits, and maybe you're not a club member, that's £69.75. And maybe you put the stamp set in there, £20.99. Whatever that basket comes to once you finish shopping, because you put that stamp set in there, you'll get double points on your basket. And double points are allocated to your account on a weekly basis. So for those of you that took advantage when we first launched it, up until midnight on Friday just gone, I've manually added in all those double points. Okay, so they will be on your account. I do it weekly. It's a manual process, and I've got this little system that I go through, but I can't do it every day. So once a week I do that, and then once your order has been dispatched, if it hasn't already, you'll get your points on there. So keep an eye on your points on your account on that. So so yeah, so that's something. Now, what I wanted to do, I need to have a slurp of coffee. Just talking way too much. So what can you do with it once you've foiled it, once you've got your backing papers? Let me show you. I showed you these 2 little cards I made earlier. This is just using some of the backing papers and some stickers. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to take, for example, this one here that I foiled. Okay. Now I looked at that and I thought, wow, that's beautiful. It's got design within design, so to speak, because you've got this lovely frame, which is a sort of a Jane Nesterenko picture frame, and then you've got all this detail. So this is a fantastic colouring opportunity. If you love colouring in, then you could sit there, you can use your Percolour pens, you could use your Percoliner pencils, you could use your polychromos, or if you want instant colour all over, you could take your stencil brushes with some ink pads, brush the colour over as well. But I thought what I would do is I'm going to get 2 for 1 out of this card. Okay. So really sort of add to it. So in order to do that, what we need is our cutting set. So I've got my blue mat, my lovely Japanese craft knife. Let me bring you some details up for you on the screen. Let's do it on this way. There we go. So we've got a cutting bundle, which gives you your A4 blue mat. You've got groovy grip, which is key. You've got your Pergamano ruler, and you've got your Japanese craft knife. Now, everything is available individually, but I know there's a lovely saving on that cutting bundle where you get all of that. And for me, the knife is the bee's knees. Okay, let me show you. I know I was so, ooh, as he said, taking his fingers off. This has got, let me just get that to focus. Focus, please. Okay. It has a top quality Japanese blade. And what I love about it is it's so fine. Now, I've used blades in the past. They're either really big and sort of long and sort of bendy, but they don't have the same quality as a Japanese blade. Okay. So what we're going to do, let me zoom out now. I'm going to bring my blue mat in. And where did I put that topper? First off, what we're going to do is we're just going to trim down this panel. Okay. So I've got my Pergamano ruler that has a piece of groovy grip on the back. Now, if I put the ruler on there, using my finger, you can see it slides around as it would on parchment or paper or any cardstock. So when I'm working with a craft knife, I tend to take the craft knife and I come towards me. And when I'm doing that, I'm going up against the steel edge of the ruler. And if I don't have a firm grip on the ruler, what can happen is the ruler can slide and you can chop into your work, which isn't very good, is it? So this is where the Groovy Grip comes into play. So you get 2 A4 sheets in that collection. The Groovy Grip is available individually. And I've just taken a sliver, okay? And if I now pop that on there, look, my finger's going white as I'm trying to move it. You can see that, and it's not moving, okay? That isn't going anywhere. Look, the craft mat's going to move, but that ruler is not going to move. So what we're going to do now, and it's not stuck, it's not sticky, it's got like a cling to it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go for the inner frame. And like Groovy, when you're using the Groovy system, there's no rules to say that when you're tracing out, you need to get that crisp white line with the first pass of the tool. And it's the same when you're working with a craft knife. There's no rules to say that you need to cut through whatever it is you're cutting through with the first pass of the blade. It's one of those things that if you keep going over it again and again, even with light pressure, it will eventually cut through whatever it is you're cutting through. So I've often seen people in the past sort of when they're cutting, they're like really holding the knife tightly and they're doing it and they're concentrating. There's no need to. If I just keep going over like this several times, it's cut, okay? But because I'm confident with the ruler and the Groovy Grip and my craft knife and the pressure I'm applying, I'm happy with one pass of the knife, okay? So it's all about just being confident with the tools in which you're working. So once again, just a couple of times, and we're nice and crisp, and then we're going to go round and then do the full side. Okay. So all we've done now is we've reduced it in size, but what I want to do is I want this frame on its own. Okay. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to put the steel edge up against that inner line like so. And I'm just going to, excuse my head if it gets in the way. I just need to come over so my ruler is lined up like so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut inside that frame. Okay. You'll notice that I'm always turning my artwork. I always start at the top and I always come towards me. So you're going to take your knife, and again, several times, if you say there's no rule say that you have to cut first time, then it goes like so. And what we're doing now is we're now creating two pieces of artwork from one. Okay. Okay. And then all I'm going to do now is just check to see whether it's cut all the way through, and it's just caught in that one little corner. That wasn't bad, was it? So then I'm just going to take my knife and just come in. So now, pop that to one side. If I zoom in a little bit, I've now got two toppers. So if I'd done that beforehand, that would mean that I could foil this piece in one colour and I could foil this one in another colour. Okay, I'm going to put now one of the great things, another great things about this craft knife is the lid. Okay, so the way in which it's been designed, it doesn't roll off your desk. Okay, And if you're working with it, if you put the end through there, when you pop it down, it's not going to roll. See, it's not going anywhere. And it's super lightweight as well. Okay, so if you're interested in the craft knife, the item number for that is 31627. If you want the bundle, it's item number 31631. And Julie said there's a £6 saving on that. So maybe, especially if you're going for product of the month and you want some double points. So then once you've got that, I mean, actually, that looks quite nice. So I've just taken it out. So you can go like that. You could offset that like so. So you could do, I mean, if you want to go really big on your card, you could do that. You can also cut through this again. So you could have like a corner, 2 corners. And then what I thought I would do, I'd take, look, all of a sudden, I've now got a lovely, this is a 4x4 card blank. Okay. And then I've taken some of our companion paper. This is from Indian Summer. And then I've taken our polychromos. So I decided to go pink. So I've gone for the spring collection. And it's got that lovely pink and it's got a lovely green in there. Okay. And do you have to foil and then colour, or do you have to colour and foil? It makes no difference whether you foil it, then colour it, or colour it and then foil it. Even if you go over the lines, it doesn't impact the line art if the pencil happens to go over the black line art, because it's the heat transferring on the foil that comes through in order to be able to do that. So if I just come in a little bit closer, like so, and then all I'm going to do, if I take the green, and even by going over the foiled line art with the pencil, that foil still comes through. These are great little colouring projects. They really, really are. If you're maybe you're going away on an appointment, maybe you're off to an appointment and you know you're going to be hanging around for a while. These kits are perfect. Just take your pencils, a selection of pencils with you. Take your toppers and then while away the time waiting, colouring in. And the design, they're so easy to do. They really, really are. See, and all I'm doing, I'm just going through, and then maybe in that same colour, there's like a burgundy colour. What's it called? It's called red violet. Maybe I'll put that in the middle and on those little dots. So this is just using the spring collection of polychromos. So, like so. And then so I can just, look, I can go all over instant colour, like so. And the foil still, see how that foil, look, it still comes through. Okay. And then what, if you're going to go over, I'm going over very, very lightly in a swirly motion. Okay. I mean, you can colour each of these petals in individually if you wanted to. But just by going over very, very lightly, okay, it's not moving the foil at all. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a blending pen and a blending nib that's disappeared. Hang on. No, that's a hockey stick. There it is. I knew there'd be one in here somewhere. And then all I'm going to do now is just take the blending pen, and I'm dry blending. Okay. And what that's doing, it's just, look, you can see where the colour's coming off, and it's just buffing the foil and smoothing out the pencil work. But look, the foil hasn't moved the foil at all. Look, you can see, even though with my lackluster colouring, the foil still shines through. And that is a combination of the top quality foil, the detail of the design. Let's say it needs to be, they need to be laser printed. And lovely Lisa, she's got this huge industrial laser printer, and I've got a little laser printer at home, and I printed some stuff off to see whether it would work. Didn't work. There's so many different types of toners. And I know some of our friends at home, they've got laser printers and they've printed stuff off and it works perfectly. So, but to have those kits come to you already done, haven't got to worry about printing off here and printing off there. But even if you're not into your foiling, then these are kits perfect for colouring. And we've got the 3 different kits now. So we've got the beautiful all-in-one designs. We've got the Jane Nesterenko floral collection. And then we've got the Linda Williams Christmas Treasures collection. So if you want to kickstart your Christmas card making while it's sort of still in the back of your mind, I mean, it was only a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Then maybe you want to have a look at one of those. So the Jane Nesterenko collection, I mean, actually, I'll bring up the full screen because you'll see a little bit more on that. Item number 31819. It's the same principle. You've got your various different toppers in there as well. You've got your bow mob papers, and you've also got your lovely colour flooded sheets. Then if you want to get in the Christmas mode, then, whoops, wrong button. That one there. You've then got your Linda Williams Christmas Treasures collection as well. And the item number for that is 31866. So each of them have got 12 different, 12 A5 laser printed design sheets. You're going to get 2 sheets of each of those. Then you're going to get 16 of your A5 bow wob laser printed sheets. So you get black on white, white on black. You're going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2 of each sheets of those. And then you've got 10 sheets of your A4 color laser printed sheets, 5 different colors, 2 of each. And then finally, you've got 18 of your wax paper carrier sheets as well. So that's what's in each of the different collections. And I mean, I've got a box here of all the different things you can do with the foiling system. Let me just move this out of the way. And it doesn't matter on the design. I can't reach the camera. Right, okay, let's have a look. So on the overhead, our boxes foiled on top. This is Linda Williams Christmas Treasures. That's been foiled and coloured in. What else have I got in here? Oh, look, Jane Nesterenko, the Agapanthus, foiled and coloured in. What else do we got? Oh, this was anything that we print in-house at Clarity, you can foil. Barb's toppers. Oh, look at that. The landscape toppers. Got a bit of a shimmer on there. Oh, I love these. These are the pinky grey cards. They're foiled. Do that. That one. Look at that. On those with the foils. What else did I do? It just keeps on going. These, look, more of Barb's Barb's landscape toppers. Look at that. What else have we got? Oh, this was one that was foiled first, and then Barb stamped on it, and then coloured in. You know what set of stamps that's from, don't you? Barb's favourites. What else have I got in my box of tricks? And there is so much. All of our printed boxes, you can foil those as well. So, for example, love, that you can foil those. So you can go gold, silver, rose gold. There really is so many different options, and it's all about sort of playing. And then that one that I did, where's that gone? So like the frame that I cut away, for example, so I could take there's the foiled white on white, and that's on a 5x5 card blank, but I could just pop a piece of coloured companion paper behind there. I could take a sticker and just pop it in there. I could go with the, you know what would look lovely with this design? The Art Deco product of the month. That would work really, really well on there. It's just, oh, you could put a picture of someone behind there, couldn't you? Imagine putting a family picture or something behind there with that foiled frame. Look at that. I could bore you all afternoon by just twiddling that at an angle to get the shimmer and the shine. So where are we now? We're Tuesday up. No, we're Monday. All out of sync. What else do I want to share? Open day tickets. Open day tickets are available. Let me bring those details up for you. And if you want to come and join us in June at Ditton at the community centre, item number 60232. It's £10 for the day. Lots of free parking. There's refreshments. There's hourly raffles. So much. There's no club discounts on open day tickets. So the item number for the Friday is 60232. If you want to come on the Saturday as well, or instead of, item number for that is 60233. Then on a Sunday, we've got 2 workshops going on. So we've got one with the lovely Barb. If you want to get inky and arty with Barb, that's on Sunday, the 21st of June, item number 60236. That's £125 for the day, plus your club discounts. If you want to go all groovy and party, then you can join Louise and myself in a separate room on the same day. Item number for that is 60237. Again, if you pop any of these items in your basket with one of the 3 different products of the month, you'll get double points. Then we have our annual summer retreats at the same venue. So we've got Monday and Tuesday, the 17th and 18th of August with Barb. Item number for that is 60238. That's £250 plus club discounts. Then we've got a second block, which is the Wednesday and Thursday, item number 60239. And I will add that these are award-winning retreats and workshops. Then if you want to go all groovy, then you can join Louise and myself on Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd of August at the same place. So I know that they're sort of, our friends at home are definitely taking advantage of the product of the month, because I've seen a couple of orders that have got the summer retreats in there, and they put the product of the month in, so it means they get double points on that as well. So before I go, let me just show you what we've got coming up here at Clarity headquarters for the rest of the week. So let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. So we've had the Shack with Barb this morning at 10 a.m. If you missed that, you can go back and watch via our YouTube page. 2 o'clock, we've just finished with myself. Then tomorrow, we've got lovely Louise starting a brand new project in Groovy Tuesday. And then I'll be joining Louise at 2 o'clock as we revisit some beautiful groovy designs. Wednesday, Barbara will be up at Hobby Maker for her 2-hour monthly show. That's from 2 till 4 with some brand new designs together with some Clarity Gold. And then on Friday, I'll be joined by the lovely Janice for a 2-hour show from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. On Clarity Social TV as she brings to us her latest collection of stamps. So I hope you've learned something. I hope I haven't waffled too much. I know I tend to waffle quite a bit. That's because there's no one else to talk to. So thank you for lovely Julie for helping out. And we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Take care now.